guys, welcome to another episode of Crypto Casual. I'm your host Chuck, and I am your esoteric crypto coach. What does that mean for some of y'all that are new visiting this channel? Well, I see Bitcoin as energy. I see it as the second coming of consciousness, human version 2.0, although we're probably human version 9.0 or something, but in our reiterations and evolution as the human species goes into Homo Illuminus, as I call it, and transhumanism, where we're integrated with robotic parts and cyber genetics and all that good stuff. But in order to get us prepared for that, is sort of getting our consciousness to understand this new, getting our consciousness to sort of understand this new consciousness, if you will, coming in. But let's just get on with it. Today is July 15th or July 30th. This is episode 15th. I am making this a day later than the date it is. I got tied up with some stuff, but hey, we'll bring it to you a day late either way. So yeah, today's title is The Cosmic Passion, right? And I'm just here to show you the fundamental successful financial strategies and educational frameworks on how to grow a simple and rich life. If you like a difficult life, this isn't the channel for you. But if you want a simple life, I go ahead and show you how to simplify life. One, by eliminating the ego, or at least reducing it some. And then also being open to learning, open to both sides of the argument, if you will. And it's okay to have different opinions, and we can still be friends at the end of the day. So we want to keep life simple. If other people around us are complicated, one, we may need to look at ourselves, and that's part of that educational framework. The way we perceive the world is the way we perceive ourselves. What we say about the world is really what we say about ourselves. I know that sounds sort of redundant, but the more we get used to hearing that everything that you say about the world, it comes from your own internal representation of who you are. If you don't like who you are, if you don't like the world, then you can change that, because it's just a thought, it's just a behavior. So if you change the behavior, you can change your outcomes in life. All right, excuse me. I need to get some water. So basically, we're going to understand the crypto world by understanding ourselves, because the crypto world is just an extension of our internal representation, or our internal wealth. All right, guys, and this is the of the day. So we got the esoteric thought of the day, the behavioral framework, definition, news, strategy, prices, crypto picks, and book or movie I recommend to help you with your framework and to help you understand you a little bit better. All right, and if you will, just in this moment, take a little quick time to hit that like button, subscribe. Well, we don't want to hit the like button, do we? We want to maybe give it a big old hug, or give it a high five. But either way, subscribe and hit that notification bell. That way you'll know when a new video comes up, which I'm going to have them back to back today. So please subscribe and share it with 5 friends, and share this knowledge with them as well. So we get that guy out of the way. All right, and just so you know, I'm just a guy. I'm not here to give you advice and tell you how to live your life. What I can do is teach you frameworks, and what you do with it is up to you. I'm not your guru. I'm not here to heal you or to save you or anything. I'm here just to educate. And throughout my decades of working with behavioral therapy and a whole bunch of other stuff and coaching, and hypnotherapy, NLP, or neuro-linguistic programming, there's a lot of great frameworks in there that really help a lot of people. Mediation, I was a mediator for a while. So this really helped me understand not only myself, but the world around me. So just know that you got to do your own work, do your own research, take responsibility for your own thoughts and your own actions. All right, that being said, what I do is I don't risk more than I'm willing to lose. If I'm willing to lose it, no problem. I won't be upset at the end of the day if I lost it. But I don't focus on the loss, I focus on the gain. And the more I educate myself, the more I gain. So the less I lose. Make sense? All right, let's get on to the esoteric thought of the day. Let's get my little picture out of here. That one looks better. All right. So basically, we're going to go with the thought of who you are tomorrow is who you are today, and who you are today is based on who you were yesterday. If you want to look at this in another way, this is our behavioral framework. If you were angry yesterday or the day before or months ago or 10 months ago because you're holding on to something for whatever your reason of holding on to that person, place, or thing, and you're still angry, and yet you're saying, hey, I want to change my life, but yet you're still angry, and you're angry about being angry in the past, or you're angry about the future because you're looking at the future from a perception of anger, then your whole future will continually do what you've done in the past. So if you want to change the future, you're going to have to change the present. If you want to change the present, we have to look at the past. And so we got to look at why are you angry or depressed or fearful or any other word. So if you can sum up your life right now in one word, or how would you describe the world in one word? Describe the world in one word. What would that one word be? And if you're honest with yourself, if you say, oh, it's hell in a handbasket, or oh, it's all crazy, or whatever that is, it's just a representation of yourself, because who's perceiving that perception of the world? You are. And so to change the present thought, we need to understand why we were the way we were in the past. If we're still blaming mommy and daddy, the government, or whatever that may be. And again, people have legitimate reason to be angry, to be depressed, to be fearful. But if your goal and if you're motivated to do and have a different outcome in your life, then you need to have more motivation to change than to stay the same. So if you want to change that angry future, then we got to start looking at that bridge from present state where you are right now in the present moment, because that's all there ever is. There's no such thing as a future or the past. You're just right here. And whatever you do about the future and the past is right here in the right now. That makes sense? So present state, there's our bridge we got to cross over, and we got to build that bridge. No one will build that bridge for you but you. No one will be responsible for the maintenance of that bridge but you. If you give your power over to someone else or some other drug or some other thing, then it's not your bridge, and therefore it's not your life, it's theirs. And you will do what they say. Much like our governments, they want to scare you. Government, again, is just governing the mind. And if you want them to tell you what to do with your health, wealth, and love, and your body and your love, then be okay with someone else telling you what to do. Religions want to manage your soul. Politicians want to manage your perception of life. And I call it health industry, but it's not a health industry. The pharmaceutical industry want to dictate and manage your health. But I want to do things my way. To put it simple, I got to make sure what we say so we won't get demonetized off the YouTube or knocked off. But I want to do things my way, and that way is I'm in charge and I'm responsible for my health, my wealth, and my love. If something's not working out in any of those, then I'm going to go ahead and change it, and the outcomes will be on me. And if I don't like the outcome, then I'm going to change, the past, if you will, which means I'm going to look at the past, I'm going to observe the past and go, you know what, that choice didn't work out, so in the present moment, I'm going to make a new choice and see what kind of outcome I get. Make sense? So I can go back to a past thought, but I can't go to the past. Make sense? All right, so in order to have a joyous future, we have to have a joyous present. And so by looking at what didn't work in the past, we can always change that and try it again, come out and then attempt it. And then again, if we quote unquote fail, we can always then say, hey, that didn't work, let's try it again. Because you're going to have to be more motivated, because the first thing, in order to change, you have to learn something new. And then when you mix the old way and the new way together, it also oftentimes creates conflict. So if you don't like that conflict, or you're not used to being uncomfortable with conflict, get used to it, if that makes sense. Because what you'll get, when you start changing, the thing that you'll get first is the thing you don't want, which is more of the same. Because it's sort of like a tube with water in it, with dirty water in it, and I want clean water in it. Well, the first thing when I turn that water on, that water hose, that tube, it's just going to flush out all the dirty. When I start that movement, when I start changing my life, when I start changing my thoughts, I'm going to push the old stuff out with new water, with new cosmic energy, with a new cosmic passion, a new consciousness. I'm going to push that out. But the first thing that's going to come out, or what I'm going to see that's displayed or manifested, that which is still in my essence, if you will be the dirty stuff, will be the clouded stuff, the egoic stuff, right? But we don't want to judge it when it comes out or when it manifests around us with people, places, and things. A lot of times we'll see the same story come out, but we don't want you to sit there and go, "Oh, I just give up. The same stuff's happening." No, it's not. I want you to recognize that the stuff that's happening is coming out. But if you attach to it with thinking again, then it's just going to recycle itself back in, and you're going to recycle that same pattern again. But if you don't attach to that thought and just observe and go, "Hey, that's the stuff that's clearing out of my life," then I'm just going to allow that to flow. And once I allow that to flow, eventually the clean, new, second consciousness energy, thoughts, manifestations will come through. Make sense? All right, well, I hope it does. Yeah, well, let's move on. All right, definition of the day. Let's get that out of here. CPI, you're going to hear this term a lot with a lot of YouTubers and whatnot, and they just sort of scan over it. But CPI just simply means Consumer Price Index. Consumer Price Index is just what the government uses, or the Fed uses, to set interest rates. But they like to take things out of it because if the interest rates start showing too high, because people get scared, and we'll give a whole time to this whole discussion. But basically, the Consumer Price Index is just an indicator of what the Fed can do with the interest rates. And if you're not sure what interest rates are, then y'all can go research that, because that's a big picture story, or more deeper than we are here on Crypto Casual. And I'll just briefly hit this repurchasing or repos. You'll hear that term as well. It's just the government's just repurchasing bonds, if you will, from banks and other resources. I'm not going to go too deep in this because it's very complicated. There's other people that can really break it down fine. And one of our influencers the other day, when I get to him, he does a deep dive on this stuff, and I think he does it really well. And I think I've recommended him before, but we're going to recommend him again. So basically, look at this as you're a bank, and you're needing some cash. Well, we go to the government pawnbroker, right, the pawn shop, and we say, "Hey, we got these T-bills, these treasury bills, these bonds, whatever," and then say, "Hey, I don't want to sell them. I just want to borrow against them." And so then the Fed, which is not a government institution, it's just a bunch of banksters who print the money. And then when you go in there to pawn these T-bills off, then they're going to give you cash to put in your bank. Now, for an interest rate, right? And when you go back to get them, you got to pay that interest rate. But if inflation happens, it gets too high, then we can, in one sense, be flushed in money with the bank now, because interest rates are higher, so people are paying higher interest rates on their credit cards and loans and stuff. So you're making more money off that. Well, let's say you get flushed, and you say, but what happens now? The pawnbroker says, "Hey, to print more money, we need some more assets." And so the pawn comes to you and says, "Hey, I'm willing to sell you back these for a higher interest rate, and then for your cash." So now it's sort of the reverse. So that's why they call it a repo, reverse repurchasing, or repurchasing. And so then the government or the Fed can get this and then go print out. And then they have something to print more money with, which in the long term debases the currency that's already out there. So hopefully that doesn't, and the whole reason they do this is just to manipulate the interest rate. But if we get the Fed out of there and we got crypto in the free market, then we get to, we don't need their interest rate, we don't need their manipulation. And of course, anytime you go against the banksters, they always want to come after you. And so that's what the great thing about Bitcoin is, there's no one to go after. And so they're just going to have to join us. They're going to fight us for a while, but in 5 years, everyone will be using it, because it's just Internet 2.0 or Internet 3.0 and Consciousness 2.0. All right, that's enough of that. Oh, I think I went over that. I'm just a guy on the Internet. Hey, we doubled up. There we go. All right. News of the day. Another country is, are going to be, my brain was going somewhere else. The Colombia Banco de Bogota is to support the transfer of funds of crypto exchanges. And the bank headquarters in Colombia will support customers to transfer the funds to crypto exchanges for trading through its banking services. So here's another big bank, especially in Colombia, that is already on the bandwagon. The U.S. is always late to the party, and then by that time, everyone's already moved overseas. So if the government or the IRS is trying to increase taxes because they think they can make about $30 billion off of crypto people, but along with this new bill they're trying to get, we're not going to get into it today, you can look it up, but the new bill they're trying to get is that everyone will be a broker, and then therefore you have to give KYC or know your customers. Long story short there is that they will actually lose more money by taxing us because the money that they think they were going to get, countries and people are going to move out of the country, and the government won't get that. So actually for the $2 they're trying to collect, they're only going to be able to collect one because everyone else will move to Colombia and other places that are becoming friendly, El Salvador and so forth. All right, let's see. Here is our strategy of the day. This is DCA, or dollar cost average BTC.com. So if you click on that site, it's a great way because strategy-wise, it's the most consistent way. If you've just, I don't care if you've gotten into leveraging, trading, or any of this type of stuff, if you've just every week put in money or every month put in money into Bitcoin and just kept on doing that, no matter what the price is, you would be up consistently. And over here, you can come in here and put in whatever amount you want, how often you want it, weekly, monthly, or whatever, and then put how many years, within 3 years or 2 years, you can get an idea of how much your portfolio will be up, and it calculates all that for you. And so you can sort of go back in history and say, okay, well, let's say if 2 years ago I would have put $100 in each month, it will calculate for you, and you would still be up, maybe not 340, but you'd still be up a certain amount. I was going to go to the website and actually do this for you, but again, my videos have a tendency to already be a little long. So, market prices, I was going to show that as well. Let's go here real quick. Gold and silver prices we'll look at. Axie Infinity, we'll talk about that coin as well. All right. Bitcoin's at 39.6 right now. Ethereum at 26. Ethereum's about to break out and could hit about $3,000 today. Binance coin's moving up. Everything's starting to move up. And again, we could be in for a fake out, and we could drop back down to 32. But that's a little more in depth than just staying casual. So we'll just drop that off. But if y'all want more about depth, about prices or anything, just give me a holler on that. Leave your comment down below after you like and subscribe, all that good stuff. All right, my crypto pick of the day is Axie Infinity. It's around $40 right now per coin. It's gaming, it's collectibles. Just go into their website and it has a lot of fascinating stuff. But I think it's a really good project because gaming, I think, in the NFT world and everything is going to be one of the biggest, largest things within the crypto space. Cool. All right, and George Gammon, he's a really good, he's called the Rebel Capitalist, and he also has things called Market Disruptors and a few other, I think he has like 3 different videos, or 3 different shows, but anywho, he's really good at deep diving. You can see his whiteboard. He breaks down the reverse repos, he breaks down government spending, he breaks it all down in 3 easy steps, as he says. So take him out, he's on YouTube, George Gammon. Really good, he's a great character. I believe he's out of Arizona. All right, my book of the day is Why Gold, Why Now by E.B. Tucker. I read this book, it's really good. He makes a good argument for it. He's not really pro crypto. He does mention some of it, but I think he's so heavy into the gold, a gold bug that he doesn't have a lot of time to really research, or at least when I read the book. But he's really smart, really good. He understands the government and how corrupt they are as well. I hate to say it that way, but let's just say they're manipulative, which can be a good or bad word, just depends. All right, and then so today, as the making of this, gold is around 18.20, and silver's around $25 to give you some prices on there. All right, well that's going to about do it, guys. So again, please take a moment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hit that notification button, and tell 5 friends. That way I can get this stuff up and running. And remember, stay casual. All right.